Libra, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Libra love reading. I know it's been a while. I've been working on a bunch of stuff. I'll have more news for you about that. But for right now, let's get on with this Libra love reading for October 2024. Today, we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here in October 2024. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Libra, 3 cards for your person. And then I'm going to clarify everything with a second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So enough yakking. I know you've waited long enough. It's been probably a couple of months since I've posted anything here on YouTube for you. So let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Libra and their romantic person of interest here in October 2024. That was a weird feeling. Let's get 3 for you, Libra. What's going on with you? What's going on with Libra as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them, okay? Nice and easy. What's going on with your person, Libra? What's going on with Libra's romantic person of interest as it relates to Libra and the connection? How? Right in the nose. Okay, it's going to be one of those days, I can tell. What have we here? On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading is the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is Sagittarius energy. This is the second fastest moving energy in the tarot deck. The only thing faster than this is the Chariot, the Cancer Major Arcana card. This usually represents a lot of either back and forth passionate communication taking place. This can be rapid forward movement or progress on something that there's passion or desire for. Sometimes this can represent travel over great distances. Sometimes this is just so much is happening all at once that it's like too much to process. It's overwhelming feeling. Could be we're moving really, really fast on some love connection here. I have the Lover's card next, which is Gemini's Major Arcana. This sometimes is about a powerful love connection between the two of you. This could be saying things are moving really, really fast in that department. We could be doing a lot of communication about lovey-dovey type stuff. But a long time ago, before this card was called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. So this card is really about the interconnectedness between people, to where you can't like be in a connection with someone. Maybe they're moving too fast on something or they're overwhelmed with something and it doesn't have an effect on you or vice versa. So this is about the interconnectedness and the effects that we have on each other. Sometimes this can represent a choice about some powerful love connection. Could even represent a choice between more than one lover. I do have the 3 of Pentacles right behind that. This is Capricorn energy. This is supposed to be teamwork and collaboration and working together as equals to build something of value. In this particular card, though, there's only one person there doing all the work. So a lot of times this will represent that we're supposed to be doing this us thing together, and only one of us is actually showing up and doing that. It could mean that the other person is off moving really fast on something. Maybe they've traveled and they've picked up another lover and you're left in the background doing all the work by yourself. This could just be trying to tell me that right now you guys currently aren't actually physically together putting in the work on this, and we're moving really, really quickly on this connection and trying to get to something like that. I have the World right behind that. This is the final card of the Major Arcana. So this is the ending of one cycle and at the same time the beginning of the next cycle, starting back over with the Fool again. So that's the overall gist of what it looks like this is going to talk to me about. This will make more sense as this reading kind of unfolds here. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in October 2024, Libra. It doesn't always affect you both the same way. Sometimes they'll do this and you'll feel the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes it's legitimately some external thing that's affecting you both, maybe even in slightly different ways. But we have Temperance as the shared energy affecting the two of you here in October 2024. This is the Sagittarius Major Arcana card. I have a Sagittarius card here as the overall energy and one here as the shared energy affecting you both. You might be dealing with the Sagittarius too early to say here. I'm going to call out all the signs as they kind of prominently stick out to me, just in case those have any meaning to you. It's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly what sign you're dealing with, because this is a general collective reading. I'm not really tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I was doing a personal reading for you. Here I'm tapping into thousands of Libra people all at the same time. So I'll call all the signs out just in case they mean something to you. This is Sagittarius energy of patience. This is about combining two things together, but being patient about it, doing it little bits at a time, and being willing to take a step back and look at how is this actually playing out, and then making some fine-tuning type adjustments to that, trying to get it just right. This can sometimes indicate that we've got something that's like way out of balance, way out of whack here, and this would be like a recalibration process, trying to like recalibrate that and even things back out, put it back the way it's supposed to be. This can be trying to temper yourself, trying to like hold yourself back from something, trying to be patient when maybe you don't want to be. Maybe there's something here that you want to move fast on. I'm going to clarify this and see what else I can find out. Every once in a while, this is reconciliation kind of an energy here, like recombining two people that have been separated in some way. Why is temperance the shared energy affecting Libra and their person of interest here in October 2024? Very, very strange. Underlying this shared energy, we have the Four of Swords. This is Libra energy. This is about taking a pause, taking a rest, taking a break. It's fours are stability and swords are about the mind. So this is like stabilizing your thoughts, stabilizing your mind, calming your mind down. I get this card a lot when somebody is doing a lot of thinking about something, trying to figure something out. This would be like chill out, relax, calm your mind down, because you can't hear the answer right now because there's too much chatter in your head. So either this is representing something like that, where you're being instructed to be patient and calm your thinking down, or this is talking about being on some sort of a pause where we're trying to figure something out, maybe trying to figure out how to balance something, trying to figure out how to move forward in the correct way where we're both working together. I have Judgment here right underneath that. This is the most powerful decision card in the deck. This is passing a final verdict and judgment on something. In a relationship reading, this card either means A, we're calling this dead and over with and there ain't no coming back from it, or B, we're trying to resurrect this and bring it back to life and transform it in a way that it's never going to be the same again. I do have two cards here that could be construed as reconciliation type of an energy here. And I have the Ace of Pentacles right behind this Judgment here. So this is a tangible, physical, real-world opportunity presenting itself to both of you here. This is not like an idea or a concept. This is a physical, you can touch it type of an opportunity here. But it is an opportunity, and that's the thing with aces. They are opportunities. You have to grab these and do something with them, or they just represent empty potential. But we have some sort of a physical opportunity here after some decision is made. Queen of Swords. This is looking like cutting somebody off. This is a Libra energy too. This is speaking the truth about something and then cutting off the thing or the person that isn't in your best interest anymore. Now, I'm saying you in the general sense. I don't necessarily mean you specifically, because this is shared energy that's affecting you both. I don't know if they have some person that they're on a pause with and they have to, pass some judgment on that connection to have an opportunity with you, or vice versa. Or if maybe someone has been severed here and that's what's creating this opportunity between the two of you. Hard to tell at this point, and I'll be honest with you, at the early stages of these readings, when I'm just looking at the overall energy and the shared energy, and most of the time I don't have a damn clue what I'm talking about, and it doesn't really make sense to me until I get part of the way through your energy, and then I can come back to this and see how it applies to you, and I'll do the same thing when I go through your person's energy. But when I clarify the shared energy of Temperance, I get the Eight of Wands again, which is the overall energy of the reading, Justice, the Sun, and the Four of Pentacles. So the Eight of Wands again is more Sagittarius energy. This is very fast moving energy. I got an energy here of going, calm down, slow down. I'm getting ahead of myself, but in your person's energy, I have Judgment, which I've already seen, and I've got this Three of Wands, which is an energy of waiting on something. So I don't know if something is happening too fast here. It makes very little sense to have all this really fast moving energy and then patience and waiting and calming down and taking a pause. Next clarifier here is Justice, which is the Libra Major Arcana card. This is the most powerful card of balance in the deck. This is about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword in this card is used to cut away something that's not fair or not in balance, so balance can be restored, and then what's supposed to happen can happen, like the right, fair, just thing can happen. This card always shows up for me when something unfair or unjust or unbalanced is going on, and this is like pointing out the need to correct that. If that's the case, it's tied to whatever this either back and forth passionate communication or this rapid movement on something, or maybe just going too fast is out of balance here. Maybe that's why we're being encouraged to calm down and temper ourselves, because this is like happening really quick. I have the Sun next, which is the Leo Major Arcana card. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. Like, you really can't get a better card than that in a relationship reading. There's some element of happiness being out of balance and happiness being out of balance, and maybe that's why things are moving really fast here. I'll be honest with you, this one's a little confusing so far. The last clarifier is the Four of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. It's a 4 again, though. I've got a 4 here, too, which again represents stability. And we got stability and balance being referenced here, and happiness, and all this really fast movement on some sort of a love connection here. I'm going to scoot this over a little bit. That's the shared energy that's affecting both of you. Let's take a look at your energy in this connection for October 2024, Libra. First card is the most important. You got the King of Swords. Central to your energy is the Two of Swords, and your final card is the Ace of Wands. King of Swords. This is either Aquarius or Gemini energy. This is very smart, logical, rational decision maker. This is about making decisions that are in the best interest based on what I can see in front of me. What's the truth? What's the facts of the matter? What do I know and can verify to be true? So let me decide based on that and not how I feel. Sometimes if this is representing your person, this might represent someone who feels kind of cold or distant or emotionally disconnected. It's not that they don't have emotions. It's that usually they don't like what their emotions are telling them, so they try to push those aside. Sometimes this can be someone who's really, really enthusiastic about something, and they're trying like hell to chill themselves out because they want to move really fast on this thing that they think is making them happy, but there's something unbalanced about that. Might be that there's still someone else in the background that they're holding on tightly to and don't really want to let go of. I'm starting to get that impression here. So I don't know yet if this is your energy, Libra, and you are feeling like common sense is telling you, whoa, dude, slow down. This is moving a little bit too fast here. Common sense is telling you that this is not quite balanced because of how fast it's going. Or common sense is telling you something's up, but this could just be your person feeling kind of disconnected. What's going on with this King of Swords? Why is that the first card in Libra's energy, please? I know this is your energy, and I said it's the most important, which it is because it's the first card, but most of the time in these readings, this first column of cards for you will end up being a lot of their baggage showing up over here because it's affecting you. So I'm not quite sure how to take it just yet. On the bottom of the deck, underlying this King of Swords energy, we have the Empress. This is the mother of the tarot deck. She's always pregnant, so she's always giving birth to something. In a relationship reading, she represents the birth of something new. Usually, this would be the birth of a new connection. I do have a couple of references out here already to possible reconciliation here. This could just as easily, instead of being the birth of a new connection, it could be the rebirth of a connection that's kind of stalled out at some point. Have the Seven of Wands below that. This is Leo energy. This is a defensive energy. This is about defending my position, defending my stance on something, being willing to fight to protect something that's important to me, fight to get something that I desire, fight for the connection. There's this external energy coming at the person on the card, and they're like resisting that. This is looking a little bit fishy here. I got the Eight of Cups behind that. This is Pisces energy of emotionally detaching and probably physically detaching and walking away. I'm clarifying a card that's about throwing the emotions out the window when decisions are being made. This is an emotionally disconnected, emotionally detached decision maker, and I've got this emotional detachment taking place here, and potentially someone walking away. Sometimes this is a person walking away to see if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. You know, this might be better over here, and I got to go find out. Now, usually what they find out is the grass isn't greener on the other side of the fence. The grass is greener where you water it and pour something into it. So they usually find out it's not all it's cracked up to be, and then they'll try to come back at some point. And that could be what's going on. I disconnected, went and birthed something new because logically speaking, it seemed like it was better for me. I emotionally disconnected, put up walls and barriers, and got defensive about something. And then I have Two of Swords right behind that, which is, again, the next card coming up for you, central to your energy. This is Libra energy of a decision that has to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. The person on the card's blindfolded, and sometimes that blindfold can represent, I just don't have enough information yet in order to decide, which is why the decision hasn't been made. But sometimes that blindfold can mean I just don't see something yet, or there's something that I don't want to see, something I'm kind of refusing to look at, kind of being in denial about something, and that level of denial is preventing me from making a decision. Yeah, the decision looks like it's about putting in the work on something. This is Virgo energy. Eight of Pentacles is putting in the work, time, effort, and energy on something, or being willing to do that here. Probably trying to work on this connection. There's this, looks like defensiveness about birthing something new, and then a walking away, and then some sort of a decision that needs made and hasn't been made. Sometimes this would mean that it's not, this is feeling like it's your decision. This is feeling like it's telling me about your person here and what they did. And now there's some sort of a decision that needs made in order to put the work in on this and maybe reconnect the two of you here and balance things back out. Yeah, that's kind of what it's looking like here. And maybe this isn't your person's decision. Maybe it's your decision here. That could be why I'm seeing decision and waiting on their end. I do have that Three of Pentacles again, which is 3 cards down here in the overall energy. But see here, there's the teamwork, the working together. There's 3 people in here actually building something together. And here we've got just one person building it by themselves and potentially putting an end to that and starting something new. I have Queen of Pentacles right here underneath that. This is Capricorn energy, but for me, this usually shows up as wife type energy or fiance or person that I'm living with and trying to build my life around type of an energy. I'm wondering if maybe I'm looking at somebody who's married here and they have gone off and done something that maybe they shouldn't have done, and now they're trying to change their mind and come back, but it's really a matter of whether or not you're going to accept them back. That's kind of what this is looking like here, especially when I get to the clarifiers for this King of Swords. I got the Hierophant, the Five of Wands, and the Moon. The Hierophant, card 5 of the major arcana. This rules over the 5s of the 4 suits. I got another one coming up next. 5s represent conflict or change. This is Taurus major arcana energy of commitment. It's about being committed to something bigger than yourself. In a relationship context, this would be being fully committed to the relationship and wanting to take that to the next level. This is often referred to as a marriage card, so this can represent marriage here. I did see Queen of Pentacles working by herself, possibly because someone else has come into the picture here. When I I get this Five of Wands next, which is a conflict. Wands are about desires, so this is a conflict in desires. In other words, a piece of me wants this, and another piece of me wants kind of the opposite of that, and now I'm torn. I'm playing this internal battle of tug of war inside what it is that I actually want, and I'm pulling myself in different directions at the same time. Not in alignment, not pulling myself, all pieces of me, in the same direction. So this could mean like, look, there's a piece of you that wants this commitment, but then there's another piece of you that's like, dude, look at the truth and the facts of what's going on here. And that causes you to want the opposite of that. It could even be that you're pulling this way and your person is pulling that way, and you're pulling against each other here in this commitment, in this potential marriage that we've got. Next, we have the Moon, which is the Pisces Major Arcana card. This is fear, worry, anxiety, usually caused from uncertainty. Like when the moon's out, it's dark outside, so it's really hard to see your own hand in front of you, let alone the whole path in front of you. It's about not being able to see the full path and not being sure, am I even on the right path or not? Was this the right path to begin with? Did I make a wrong turn somewhere? Should I turn around and go back? So that level of uncertainty can cause fear, worry, and anxiety. So this can represent that there's stuff you don't actually know about here. See, that this represents the unconscious mind, and he represents the conscious mind. And I have this internal conflict right here related to the connection. And it's also related to not being able to see something. And I've got like what this feels like is a conflict between my logical, rational part of me and the emotions part of me here. Now, because this represents things being dark, things can be hidden in the dark. So sometimes this can represent there's information you don't have yet. There's a secret being kept from you, something along those lines. Central to your energy, Libra, I have the Two of Swords, Libra energy, again, of a decision that needs to be made. Only it hasn't been made yet. So I don't know if you're missing information here like we're seeing here, or if this is a case of there's something you don't want to see, so you're just not looking at it, and that's preventing the decision from getting made. Tell me about this Two of Swords. Why is that central to Libra's energy, please? What do we have? Bottom of the deck, Judgment. We've already seen this at some point. This is a final decision. So I've got a card that's basically about indecision. A decision needs made and hasn't been made. And now I've got the card that is the final decision. I've got the chief decision-making energy right here. So I've got decision all over the place. And I'm a little confused as to whose decision it is. Because from this, it looks to me like you believe it's not your decision, it's theirs. But so far, what I just saw a minute ago makes me feel the opposite way. Like they think it's your decision to make. First card in their energy, the most important, is Judgment again, which is this card right here, that decision-making thing. It's a decision about a physical opportunity that's presented itself, like the beginning of something. And then I have Three of Wands behind that, which is your person's central energy here. So this is Aries energy of essentially waiting. In the Two of Wands, the card before that, there's this decision about what is it I really want from my life? What do I desire, and which path gets me there, and which path do I have to leave behind? So it's that choice point. Well, in the Three of Wands, that decision has already been made. I know what I want. I've chosen the path that I believe gets me there, and I've started taking the first steps down that path. I'm actively trying to manifest the thing that I want. I'm just at the beginning stages of manifesting it yet, and I don't actually have it here. I'm kind of waiting on it to show up. I believe what I'm doing is going to make it happen. It just hasn't yet. Some sort of an opportunity. So there's some idea of waiting on this opportunity, or the opportunity presents itself, but maybe there's a decision that we're waiting on in order to be able to take advantage of this physical opportunity. I cannot tell if you have gotten involved with a person who's already married, and maybe they're supposed to be leaving their person to come with you, and that just hasn't taken place yet. Or if this person and you are like committed in some heavy way, and then they decide to go off and check it out somewhere else, and now there's a decision about whether or not you're going to take them back. I'm not 100% sure, but whatever this opportunity is we're waiting on, I got 9 of Swords behind that. This is Gemini energy of fear, worry, and anxiety. I referenced that with the moon. Here it's about uncertainty, and the uncertainty causing fear and worry. And this is about thinking about something over and over and over again with all this fear or worry behind the thoughts, and doing that to the point that it becomes physically stressful. It starts to manifest itself physically as stress in the body. Sleepless nights, can't concentrate on what I'm doing, like mental anguish type of a thing. When I clarify this 2 of Swords, I get the 9 of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. 9 of Cups is Pisces energy. This is personal happiness, personal wish fulfillment. This is also a single energy. It's one step back from the 10 of Pentacles, which is most people's goal in terms of love and relationships, that happily ever after, that happy fairy tale romance we all dream about. 2 people that are together pouring their love into each other. And this is a single energy. This is emotionally stable and content in and of myself. I don't need this external person to make me feel loved or make me feel whole. It can also just represent someone's personal happiness and their personal wish fulfillment and what makes them individually happy. It can even sometimes represent a person who's not actually single. They just kind of present themselves as being emotionally single when maybe they're not. It could also just be a reference to this Hierophant card that is sitting beside, where for you, commitment and marriage and going to the next level in this commitment is where your personal happiness and wish fulfillment is tied to. And we even have some sort of a decision here about either being emotionally single or a decision about what is my happiness here? What's that look like? Knight of Pentacles is next. This is the slowest knight in the deck. It's very slow forward movement, like one step at a time, not skipping any steps. Very snail's pace kind of movement. This is usually a really frustrating energy where I want this thing like really bad. I wanted it like last week, and it's still this one drip at a time, snail's pace. Sometimes as a person, it could represent a person who knows what they're supposed to do but just isn't doing it for some reason. He's got the Ace of Pentacles in his hand, the seed of abundance, but the fields in the background are completely empty because even though he knows he has it and he knows he's supposed to plant it, he hasn't done it yet. It can also represent the opposite. He knows he's not supposed to sit on his ass and do nothing, but that's exactly what he's doing. So it can be a person who knows what they're not supposed to do and does it anyway. It could just be that this is moving really slow because a decision hasn't been made, and your wish fulfillment is tied to that decision, and potentially commitment is tied to that decision. But we have some sort of an internal conflict that could be getting in the way, and maybe you don't know that. Maybe you don't know exactly what's going on with that internal conflict. Maybe there's some secret that's being kept, and that's causing a conflict for you. Next, I have the Ace of Swords. So we're going from the 2 of Swords, where there's this decision between these two things. And the Ace of Swords is the decision-making energy. Like the word decision, the Latin word decision comes from, literally translates to cut off, as in to cut off one of those other options until there's only one option left, and now a decision's been made. So sometimes this is referencing this decision is coming really slow, and I have fear, worry, and anxiety for uncertainty about this decision. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what they're going to decide. I don't know if they're going to cut someone off, or I don't know if I'm going to cut them off. There's some element here that feels like someone needs to be severed. There needs to be some judgment passed on something because something unfair, unjust, unbalanced is going on. This is really looking like a case of either this person is already with someone else and they're supposed to be leaving them, and that hasn't taken place yet, and you're not sure if it's going to. Or we have a case where the 2 of you were together and committed and they've gone a different direction with someone else, and maybe this is you holding on tightly to them and not wanting to let go because you have happiness associated with them. And Maybe things just aren't quite fair and you're overwhelmed with that. I'm not sure. It might be one way for you, and the very next Libra that shows up to watch after you, it might be the other way for them. So final card in your energy, Libra, is the Ace of Wands. I've seen quite a few aces. I've got the Ace of Swords out here. I've seen that Ace of Pentacles a couple times. The Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning and passion and desire. Sometimes this can represent trying to re-spark a connection that has fizzled out, trying to fire up the passion and desire in the connection again. Tell me about this Ace of Wands. What's going on with that, please? Why is that in Libra's energy for October 2024? What do we have? Okay. Bottom of the deck. Seven of Wands. That's Leo energy. Again, this is like defending my position or my stance on something, fighting to protect something that's important to me, fighting to get something that's important to me, fighting to re-spark this connection. Could be defensiveness about the wand. This is the phallic symbol of the deck. It represents the male you-know-what and using it to do you-know-what, sexual energy and all that jazz. This could be a new beginning to that. And it could be that that took off really fast and went into this spot where now I got a choice between two people here. Could be that. Yeah, the thing that's moving really fast is the thing that's unfair and unjust, and I've got what's moving fast being the lovers. Could be that we got somebody ran off and sparked up a new connection here, and either we're defensive about it, or maybe now they're trying to fight to like re-spark this connection with you, or maybe you're trying to re-spark this connection with them. There's that detached Eight of Cups again, emotionally detaching, walking away. And there's that Three of Pentacles again, like the working together to build something. This is almost like somebody walked away and they're trying to come back now, or you're trying to get them to come back. I'm not sure which. Take it however it resonates for you. I got the Eight of Pentacles to clarify this Ace of Wands, Six of Swords, Six of Cups, and the Six of the Major Arcana, the Lovers. 7666. Very, very strange here. This Eight of Pentacles, again, is Virgo energy of putting in the work, time, effort, and energy on something to get what I want. It's tied to happiness and wish fulfillment. It's tied to this Hierophant commitment, marriage type energy here. Could be we're trying to re-spark this connection and get it back and put the work in on it. That could just be what you are trying to do. Six of Swords, because this doesn't really jive with that. This is about, it's Aquarius energy. It's about moving forward into calmer waters, leaving rough, choppy waters of the past behind, moving away from something painful, leaving it behind, and moving forward toward what it is that I actually want. The woman and the child and all the swords that are stuck in the boat represent potential burdens being carried forward with you. There is an implied choice that goes with this energy, and it's like, do I carry forward with me the burden that this painful thing has caused me so that it continues to weigh me down as I move forward? Or do I carry forward the lesson that this painful thing has taught me so that something like this doesn't happen again? Now, sometimes this will be like, okay, all this stuff that happened between us that's painful, we're going to leave that behind and we're moving forward together. Sometimes it's like, the person and the painful stuff that they do becomes such a burden that you leave that burden behind and move forward in life without them. And I think that might be what the conflict is. It's in this same row with the internal conflict where a piece of me wants one thing and a piece of me wants something different, and this slow, steady progress, or this person that knows what they should do and doesn't, or knows what they shouldn't do and does it any damn way. That's actually the central card in your energy here. So it could be I'm conflicted between, do I put the work in or do I leave this behind and move on? I have the Six of Cups next. This is Scorpio energy of the past. It's thinking about the past, reminiscing about the past, the good old days, the way things used to be between the two of you. It can represent something from the past coming back up again, or something from the past happening again, or even a person from the past coming back through for another lap here. It could be the thing that has you conflicted here. Like there's a piece of you that wants to re-spark this and put the work in on it and leave what's happened in the past behind the two of you here, strictly because of the nostalgia of it, the history between the two of you. But then there's this is looking, I have the moon, the decision to sever something, or just a decision in general that was potentially kept hidden from you, and someone from the past, or something from the past happening again. It could be a history of them making decisions that you're kept in the dark on. It could be that this is someone from the past showing back up again, and that person is being kept secret from you. It could be either of those ways. It could be all of those ways at the same time, and it's just different layers to the onion, so to speak. But the final clarifier for this Ace of Wands is the Lover's card, which again, we go from these 8 wands moving really fast on something to the Lovers. And now I've got this spark of something new and the Lovers here at the end. Again, powerful connection, but it's a choice. And it's either a choice about this connection, and can we re-spark it and put the work in on it and leave what's happened in the past and put this back together based on like the deep connection that we have, and can we like rebalance this out and get the happiness back? Or this could just as easily be a choice between 2 different lovers here, you and someone from their past, and maybe that's been kept secret from you, and maybe that's the piece of information you're missing and why you can't decide. Maybe this is their decision and whether or not they're going to leave this person from their past behind. Looking a little messy here, regardless of which way that goes. So let me scoot this over and get a little bit more room here and take a look at your person's energy. For your person, Libra, the first card is the most important. They got Judgment. Central to their energy is the 3 of Wands, and their final card is the 3 of Swords. So I'm getting some 3s over here on this side. I've definitely had the impression that we got someone else involved here at some level, and now I'm getting some 3s again. I do have a 3 cards deep here. I've seen the 3 of Pentacles in this deck a couple of times. Again, Judgment is the most powerful decision card. Passing a final verdict in judgment in a relationship reading. This is calling it dead and over with, or this is trying to resurrect it and bring it back to life. Tell me about Judgment, please. Why is Judgment first card? You can't make this up. I'll tell you in just a second. One more, please. Okay, 2. We'll take 2. Got you. Bottom of the deck, underlying energy here is the 8 of Cups. This is Pisces energy. We've seen it a couple times, emotionally detaching. This is probably going off to see if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence or not. 3 of Pentacles. There's that teamwork and collaboration. That's what they're walking away from, it looks like. I got 5 of Pentacles right behind that. So again, with another 5, another conflict card. This is abandonment. It's Taurus energy of abandonment, being tossed aside, discarded, left out in the cold. This is a breakup energy here. Looks like what their decision is about. When I clarify that, and this is what I'm going, you can't make this up. Very first clarifier, Temperance. Temperance is the shared energy affecting you both. And when I clarified it, the card that was on the bottom of the deck was Judgment, which is the card I'm clarifying right now. So there's all this mirroring back and forth that's happening here, where I'm seeing the same cards. 7 of Swords, King of Swords, and the Chariot. The King of Swords was very first card out here for you, Libra. And that felt like your person, really. And now I'm getting it showing up in your person's energy. When I'm clarifying Judgment and I get Temperance, this is like trying to temper myself, trying to balance things out. This is trying to blend two things together to make something new. And I don't know that this is with you. I think they've made a decision here as feeling like this has already happened. They made some kind of decision to go try to blend together with someone else. They probably weren't being very patient, because I got all this really fast, moving too fast kind of an energy here that's off balance. And it's directly tied to happiness for them. The next clarifier for judgment is the Seven of Swords. Aquarius energy, lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind your back, trying to get away with something they shouldn't be trying to get away with. Now, that's not the only meaning. Sometimes this card can just be self-preservation. Like, he steals these swords because he doesn't want to be hurt by those swords. So he's trying to make sure he doesn't get hurt. Sometimes this can represent leaving something behind because he can only carry 5 of the 7 swords and he has to leave these 2 behind. It's interesting, though. I've got the 6 of Swords out here in your energy, and here it's the card after the 5 of Swords, which is what he's stealing right here. The 5 of Swords is either a betrayal or at the very least some mentally and psychologically painful situation or event taking place. And you can see he's stealing that to make sure he doesn't get hurt. But then I've got the 2 swords that are left behind, which is the 2 of Swords, the decision that needs made that hasn't been made yet. This almost feels like I snuck off in the night to go get what was best for me, and it probably hurt you, and there's still this decision that's been left laying in the background. Even though I made a decision, this could be I'm trying to blend myself together with someone else, or I'm trying to now come back and blend myself together with you after I blended with somebody else. This is looking sketchy. King of Swords is next. That was your first card. Very logical, rational, analytical, thinking type decision maker. Very emotionally disconnected when they make their decisions. They don't consult their emotions in any way. They throw that shit right out the window. I don't give 2 shits about how you feel or how I feel or how anybody feels. I'm just deciding based on what's best mathematically or logically right in front of me here, which seems to be being sneaky and deceptive. The Chariot. I said at the very beginning, this is the second fastest energy in the deck. The only thing faster is the Chariot, and here I have the Chariot now. Your person moving super, super fast on something. This is about using the will to overcome obstacles and challenges that are in the way, and just through brute willpower alone, getting past all that stuff and moving forward very quickly in success and victory on something. Can represent travel, can represent just getting the hell out of Dodge. There is also this misalignment referenced here in the card. You have the Black Sphinx and the White Sphinx. It represents the shadow side of a person and the light side of a person. And we all have that. But if this person isn't in alignment, this isn't going to go anywhere. Or worse yet, it's going to tear itself in half as it tries to move forward. This could be a reference again to this internal conflict that I saw in that King of Swords column on your side. This could be you're pulling one way and they're pulling a different way. This could also be that they're conflicted internally because there's this thing they want to move really fast on that's not quite fair. And they get some level of happiness from that. But then likewise, they also get some level of happiness of holding on tightly to something and not letting go of it. So I'm feeling a little conflicted with this person. And this is very conflicting too, because we go from making a decision and moving really fast to this 3 of Wands, like waiting type of an energy. Like I've already taken the steps on this thing. I know what I want. I fully expect what I'm doing is going to get me what I want. It just hasn't happened yet. And I'm waiting on it to show up. That's Aries energy. Tell me about this 3 of Wands. Why is that central for Libra's person of interest? Okay. I am getting such mixed information from this person, which is maybe why you got this 2 of Swords, can't decide, I don't know enough, there's stuff I don't know about. It's entirely possible this person's being a little shady. Underlying this 3 of Wands waiting energy, I get the Fool. This is the first card of the Major Arcana, card 0. This is the first card of the whole tarot deck. It's a legitimate new beginning on something. This is also like someone taking the blind leap of faith on something. where I don't really need to know what all the steps are before I take my first step. I don't need to know what's the end result before I take the first step. This is about saying, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to leap off this cliff and I will figure out how to grow wings on my way down. I'll figure this out as I go. Now, it can also represent someone displaying foolish behavior or taking unnecessary risks or risks outside of their connection, which is what this is feeling like to me. I'm clarifying Three of Wands and I get this, like, just do it kind of an energy with the Three of Wands behind it. So we take the action and now we wait some more. I don't understand. Like, what? Oh, they're trying to come back. That's what this looks like strongly now. Like, I took the leap of faith already, and what I'm waiting on is you. There's an apology here. The Page of Cups is like communications about feelings and emotions, expressing feelings. Can represent an apology. Ace of Pentacles, there's that opportunity that presents itself, a physical opportunity, probably for reconciliation is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this person snuck off and did some stuff, probably because they thought they could get away with it and they wanted to do that, and now I think they're waiting on this opportunity to come back. When I clarify this Three of Wands waiting energy, I get Queen of Pentacles, the World, and the Two of Cups. So the Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. Again, I saw this several cards deep right behind the World in this overall energy of the reading. And now I'm getting it right in front of the World in your person's energy. This represents wife type energy, fiance, like the stable, committed person that I'm building my life around. That would be the centerpiece of the home and the family life. I'm waiting on, this is feeling like your energy, and they're waiting on you, and they're waiting to try to rebalance things, recalibrate things with you, which again is the shared energy that's affecting you both. Next, I have the World again. So this is the ending of a cycle and at the same time, the beginning of the next cycle. I've got this right beside the Seven of Swords, the ending of this type of an energy here and the beginning of something new. Hopefully, sometimes this will just because I've ended my sneaky deceptive behavior doesn't mean that I can't start some new, different sneaky deceptive behavior. So I'm a little hesitant here with this. Also, I got the first card of the Major Arcana on the bottom of the deck, the last card of the Major Arcana. This represents a complete cycle, the whole shebang from beginning to end, and then starting back over at the Fool again. Then I have the Two of Cups, which is Cancer energy. Twos are choices, they're decisions. This is an emotional connection between two people, a love connection between two people. But it also can represent a choice about the connection or a choice between two different people. It's right beside this King of Swords energy, this very logical, rational decision-making type of an energy that disconnects from their emotions. And I've got that same card tied to commitment, taking this relationship to the next level, being married, fully committed to it. So far, the only thing that has nothing to go in the row with it is this idea of having this underlying drive to overcome what's in the way, to get past the problem. Final card for your person, Libra, is the Three of Swords, which is Libra energy. This is heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. Now, that third energy is not always a romantic third party. It definitely can be. And it wouldn't surprise me in this case if there was some third party romantically involved here at some point in time. This external energy would just mean it's not yours. It's not necessarily your person's. It's something else that's involved that's causing a problem. Geographic distance could be a problem. I have several cards out here that would reference long distance travel. I do have a Knight of Pentacles, which could be travel. I have the Six of Swords, which could reference travel. I have the Three of Wands. I've also seen it in the other deck. That could reference travel. So I've got the World out here, which could be big distance again. Could be geographic distance is a problem between the two of you. Again, it could be we got some third energy involved, as in a third party. So let's clarify this and see what's going on here. Bottom of the deck, yeah. Three of Cups. Seems pretty clear now. Like, this has two meanings. This is Cancer energy. This Three of Cups can be reconciliation energy. It can be about being reunited and celebrating, which I do see an element of that. There are three cards to me that mean reconciliation. This one, Temperance, which is the shared energy affecting you both, and Judgment, which is out here as your person's very first card, which is their most important card. And I have seen Judgment on the bottom of this deck more than once too. So I have all three reconciliation cards out here. The other meaning to the Three of Cups is it can mean a third party love triangle, because we do have three cups of love in the picture here. And I'm clarifying a card that's about heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. I'm getting a little ahead of myself again, but the very first clarifier is the Six of Pentacles, which can represent the Merchant here giving to two different people in the physical sense. And notice he's got one kind of stuffed behind his back a little bit here. Yeah, right behind this Three of Cups, I get the Seven of Wands, which is a defensive energy. So, like, again, sometimes this could be them wanting to fight to get this connection back, wanting to fight because they're heartbroken and they want you back, and they don't want to let go of you. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to lose the source of their happiness here. And this is all unbalanced, and maybe they're trying to balance it out very fast. Maybe they're moving too fast, and that's tripping off your common sense alarm here. Then again, I could also take this as, yeah, I had a third party, and I was cheating on you, but I was lying, and I was being defensive about that and defending myself against your accusations, and I was keeping something hidden from you because the other lover is some other person that I already know. It wouldn't necessarily have to be like an ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend or something, or someone that they used to actually be with. That person from the past can just be anyone that there's some sort of a history with. Like a person that you used to work with 10 years ago could be a person from your past, someone you went to school with, a friend of a friend that you've known for some period of time. Maybe you got introduced months ago or a year ago, or who knows. It could be any number of different things. I got that emotionally detaching energy again here, detaching and going to see if the grass is greener on the other side. This feels like two messages. It feels like, yes, there was a third person, and I left you to go see if it's better with them. And I was probably denying that and saying, no, that's not what I'm doing. But it is. And I'm being sneaky and deceptive about that. And now it turned out to be not all it was cracked up to be. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. So now I'm trying to come back and put this back together with you and fight for the connection now. Even with the clarifiers, like that first clarifier of the Six of Pentacles, that could be, I'm giving to two people. I'm giving to you and this other chick that I'm hiding behind my back. I could be doing that. But this can also represent balance, like trying to balance things back out, trying to recalibrate things here, trying to put it back together, trying to make it so that it's equal give and take. I've got that here with the Queen of Pentacles and the other big balance type of an energy here, all in that same row. The problem that I'm seeing here is the way it's laid on the table. If this is representing you, this type of shit's going on behind your back, which is how we get to this Three of Swords energy. It's this sneaky, deceptive Seven of Swords energy is going on. And that's the whole need to recalibrate this and to resurrect it from the damage that caused. The next two clarifiers for that Three of Swords are the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Swords. And swords are not what I want to see in a relationship reading. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 swords on your side. You have a sword in at least one sword in every column. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords on their side. Their central column, they don't have any swords in. This Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight in the deck. So I literally have the 3 fastest energies in tarot. I got this 8 of Wands out here in both decks. And I've got the Chariot, the fastest energy period. And now I've got the 3rd fastest, this Knight of Swords. This is very fast movement. Knights are action takers. So this is someone who takes this very decisive action on something. Usually they don't think it through first. They don't think about it before they do it. They don't think about it while they're doing it. They just rush off and do it, and they don't think about it until after it's too late. It's very like spur of the moment, impulsive kind of an energy here. And in that same row, I've got that 7 of Swords again, which would be the lying and deception and sneaking around, and that could be what ended things, but this is also the beginning of some new cycle where I think they're trying to get this connection back with you is what it looks like. 8 of Swords is the final clarifier for that 3 of Swords, Gemini energy. This is thinking in circles about something. It's grinding on something over and over on this repeating loop in their mind and not having all the answers. There's a blindfold here, which usually means they're missing a piece of information. And this is about trying to fill in those blanks in their mind, trying to simulate everything in their mind and doing that over and over again, trying it all these different ways because they're not sure what to do. They're feeling stuck and trapped and blocked and thinking in circles. This is oftentimes like a self-imposed mental prison of their own thoughts. In other words, the way they're thinking about something has made it this way, or it's made it feel worse than it actually is here, but they're stuck in their head and can't quit thinking about something. It's either about the connection with you or potentially the choice about the connection with you and this other person, and they're trying to be very logical. Again, the only thing with nothing to go with it in this whole row is this idea of overcoming something. So it could be that they are now trying to come back to you and get this connection back. And there's probably a piece of you that wants that. And there's probably another piece of you that's like, ain't happening. It's very strange. Like they're trying to overcome, and the card you have left over with nothing to go with it is the Lovers. Like the choice about this connection, I feel like their choices impacted you, and now you're not 100% certain on whether or not you want to continue on with that or not. There could even be a piece of you that's pulling in 2 different directions about that, or it could still be a case where no matter how much you want it to be this and you want to hold on to this happiness and balance it back out, there's just too much has happened here. Too much has gone on to affect you. Man, this is looking like a mess, Libra. Now, if you still have questions that you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Libra love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.